All right, welcome back to Bo Knows. Another question from a customer. This customer says, I got a friend that drinks maybe 3 to 4 bottles of water a day, but he insists that he's hydrated because his doctor told him his blood work looks fine. How can you say he needs more water if his tests are normal, right? So this is a good question because what a lot of times what people don't realize is that just because the lab work says that you're fine doesn't mean that you're actually fine. By the time it shows up on a lab work, that means you've been far more dysfunctional than you are functional, right? So the body has two modes. The body has functional and the body has dysfunctional. And long before you become dysfunctional, your body will be trending in a dysfunctional matter and in a dysfunctional direction. Furthermore, there's no way that 4 bottles, we'll just say 4 bottles, there's no way that 4 bottles of water is enough water. Depending on how old this person is, it's a guarantee that the person's body is at least 50% water. So if the person's body is at least 50% water and 4 bottles of water is, I'm assuming they're talking about 16 ounces of water. So we'll just round that down to about half a gallon of water. That's 64 ounces of water. After a person pees out half of that water, that leaves them with 32 ounces of water. 32 ounces of water to help rehydrate a body that that the brain needs 40 ounces of water a day, the liver needs 40, the kidneys need 30, the intestines need 30, well, the kidneys need 35, the intestines need 30, and your muscles need 65 ounces of water. That's a lot of water that the body needs, and all you're putting in it is 32 ounces of water after you pee out half the water that you drunk. That's not including if the person's drinking caffeine. That's not including if the person works works somewhere where they do a lot of sweating. You see what I'm saying? So just because a lab says that you're functional and just because a lab says that you're okay doesn't mean that you're okay. You have to use a little common sense, right? There's no way that you're okay and you're basically sweating and you're drinking caffeine and you're only drinking 64 ounces of water a day. Right now you're okay, but your body's going to be trending in a dysfunctional manner. So at the very least, you want to try to get to half your body weight in water. After you get to half your body weight in water, it's always a good idea to kind of walk. And always remember this, drinking half your body weight in water is recommended, by the health professionals. So that's their recommendation. I don't even have to give you my recommendation. First, get to their recommendation. Get to drinking half your body weight in water. But I also want you to remember as much as you sweat, you need to be replacing the water as you're sweating. So the baseline for amount of water you should drink a day is half your body weight in water on top of however much you're sweating. So if you have a job and you work outdoors, your baseline of water is going to be half your body weight, and then as you're sweating, you might actually end up drinking your body weight or more in water, because you're replacing what you're losing by sweating out there. So don't get caught up in them labs, because think about it like this: how many times has a person went to the doctor when they don't feel good, or how many times have you went to the doctor when you don't feel good and they say all the labs look fine? Because the labs can't tell you about your body trending in a dysfunctional manner. It only tells you after it already arrives. So make sure you like, follow, subscribe for more of Bo Knows.